Hi everyone, this video is going to be about anxiety when it comes to uni. Now just a quick disclaimer, I am not a professional, I am not an expert, so if you are diagnosed with anxiety, please do talk to a professional. But this video is mainly going to be talking about the feeling of anxiety and fear when it comes to university, whether it's academic pressure, whether it's people, whether it's events. All of those type of things I'm going to try and cover in this video. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I feel like people just don't talk about what uni is actually like. Everyone likes to put their best foot forward, and I just want to start making some uni videos that are just very transparent about what university is actually like. So I do go to the University of Nottingham, but I was brought up in London. So I decided that, you know what, like, I don't want to study in London. I want to go out, I want to explore, I want to learn new things about myself, I want to learn new things about a new environment, I wanted to see new people, I just wanted to explore new things. I just wanted to do Dora the Explorer. I was just trying to go to like a new place, and very quickly the anxiety of it all kicked in. And I think because I was so excited, you know, I was so ready to go and explore a new thing, that I didn't actually think about the fact that I was the first person in my family to actually study at an actual university outside of the city, and because of that I didn't actually know a lot about university. I'd watched a lot of movies, I've listened to loads of YouTube videos, and I've heard a lot of experiences from some of my friends and family, but I didn't actually know what university outside of my city was actually like. And that caused a lot of fear. It caused a lot of anxiety when it came to preparing for uni. It caused a lot of fear when it came to actually getting to university. Moving day was petrifying. I was terrified. But I want to kind of share with you some of the things that I did, some of the things that I experienced and still experience to this day. And hopefully that should help you with the idea of university. Okay, so anxiety around people. I would definitely say that I felt this anxiety when it came to people. You're exposed to so many different people from different places, different cultures, and the whole idea of living with other people was very scary to me. I kind of went to university just, you know, it is what it is mindset, let's just see what happens. And when I got there, I met such amazing people. I would say that when it comes to university, there are two things that I recommend you have: wisdom and intuition. And the reason why I say you need these two things when it comes to university is because when you meet people, you need to have wisdom to know whether this person is making sense to you. Is what this person's saying like, okay, I kind of like that, you know, I feel like we're gonna get along. And intuition, because there are sometimes it's not even what they say, sometimes it's just their energy, you know. Does your energy match with theirs? Is their energy like a positive energy that you feel like aligns with yours, or is it an energy where you're like, there's something not quite right, and you can't really put your finger on it? But those two things I highly recommend when it comes to university. It reduces your anxiety so much because you realize, you know what, like, I trust that whatever happens for a reason, and whether I'm friends with these people or not, or whether I get along with these people or not, it doesn't matter, because everything happens for a reason. And because I operate like that, it reduced my fears so much when it came to people. And now I'm in a position where, you know, if I go somewhere and I meet people, great. If I go somewhere and I don't meet people, okay. But I really do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I think that's one thing that really helps me when it comes to the whole pressure around people. Another thing that I also want to mention is that it sounds very cliche, but people really are in a similar situation to you when it comes to coming to university. It's a new experience, and a lot of people are feeling nervous. One thing about university students is, you know, it's not just those people at the Oscars that are good actors and actresses. University students are probably one of the best actors and actresses you will meet, because you will think that everybody's life is amazing, everybody's doing fine. You know, you'll talk to some people and you'll think that they have a bunch of friends and they've met all these people within 2 days, and you'll meet another set of people and they're like 3 weeks ahead of work, and you know, all of these things. And then when you actually speak to them, you actually realize that, you know, other people are also struggling with certain things. You know, nobody goes to university and is in a perfect situation. There's always that one thing that some people struggle with. It may be a different thing to what you struggle with, but people are in a similar boat. So I would definitely say as well, like, give people a chance. You know, there are some people who are actually amazing people when you get to know them, but maybe they are also shy as well. You know, maybe they feel kind of intimidated about the whole idea of meeting new people as well. So that's another thing I had to realize when it came to university. You know, some people are in a similar situation to you and just deal with things very differently. So, you know, don't disregard people completely. It could just be that they are also nervous too. So let's talk about anxiety when it comes to events and parties. So I'm actually really happy that this topic came up specifically, because this was something that I was really nervous about when it came to going to university. And if I'm being completely transparent, I think the reason why I felt kind of nervous about the concept of parties and events was because I kind of felt like there were going to be some events or parties that I didn't want to go to, and I wasn't really sure how that would rest with like the people at university. I wasn't really sure if I would fit into the university experience. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to fully enjoy university unless I went to all of these things. And once I got to university, I very quickly realized that the way to avoid this fear of, you know, I'm not going to enjoy the university experience was to be comfortable and confident in saying yes, but also be confident and comfortable in saying no. You know, there are some things that you don't have to be at. You know, even if people make you feel like, oh, you should go, it's going to be so fun. If you feel like you don't want to go, you don't have to go. You know, you're living by yourself at university now, and even if you're not living by yourself, even if you're commuting, you have the say to say whether you want to go to something or not. And that's something that not a lot of people actually feel comfortable in saying. You know, some people find it really difficult in saying no, but sometimes in saying no, it actually opens the door to a lot more opportunities for you. You know, sometimes when I said no to things, I actually was able to meet people through alternative plans, which I sometimes think to myself, if I actually went to that event, I probably wouldn't have met like some of the people that I know now, which is actually very strange to think about. But yeah, you know, sometimes saying no is very necessary, and it's also a life skill. You know, it's not everything that you must say yes to, but at the same time, I was very much aware that sometimes fear was what was stopping me from actually attending certain things. And I'll give you an example. So there was this one event that I saw was being advertised, and it was about, you know, people who are really interested in content, but also like to have a good time sort of thing. And you know, they were offering, I think it was like cocktails or something. It was kind of like a social, but it had almost like a content slash business twist on it. And I saw that and I thought, you know what, like, this is actually me to a T. Like, it looks so good. And I was asking people, like, are you going to it? Are you going to it? Are you going to it? And people were like saying, no, I'm not going to it. No, I'm not going to it. And I was starting to feel really scared, because I was like, okay, so the people that I know are saying no. So am I just not going to get to go to this thing now because nobody else wants to go? And then in the end, I actually made the decision that I would go by myself. And because it was like a daytime event, like, I thought, you know, why not? Like, I might as well just go. Anyway, so I went to this event by myself, and I was lost. Like, I didn't know how to get, I'll be honest, I was so lost. I didn't know how to get to the place. I was like looking around, and I saw another girl who was also looking around. And then we asked each other, like, are you going to the same place? We ended up both going to the same place. I got there, I met so many lovely people who I'm still friends with till this day, and I had such an amazing time. It was actually one of my most enjoyable experiences at university, definitely one of my highlights. And I often think to myself, if I really let fear intervene with my plans that day, I would not have experienced what I did. I would not have met all of these people, and I'm so glad that I said yes to it even though other people weren't going. You know, it may not be an event like that, it could be a different event, but I would definitely say if there's something that you see and you know that this is something that you could really find really interesting or you would really enjoy, sometimes it's worth, you know, kind of looking into it regardless of what other people are saying or doing. So I would definitely say be comfortable and confident with saying yes, but be confident and comfortable in saying no as well. Okay, so let's talk about anxiety when it comes to academic pressure. Now, it's so funny because I feel like all the suggestions that were given on my Instagram story align so well with the things that I was originally nervous about when it came to university. I was so nervous about the work being too hard and whether I'd understand the lecturers and whether I would be able to do the work and, you know, whether I'll be able to do all the readings. And I'll be honest with you, I'm in second year now and I still look at the work and I'm scared. Like, I look at the work and I'm like, I'm trembling. What is this? I'm joking. Like, it is scary, but what I would say is it is definitely better dealing with the scary work than leaving the scary work till last minute so that you only have a limited amount of time to do the scary work. Do you know what's even more scary than scary work? Doing scary work last minute. That is even more scarier. And I think being someone who is a huge procrastinator first year, the fear of having a lot of work would actually stop me from doing the work even more. And I kind of wish that I just dealt with the situation when it was fresh than to just let it marinate. I was letting this work marinate for weeks and leaving it so close to deadlines and so close to important dates when I really shouldn't have. And I'm being completely transparent with you because I'm saying, like, I want you to know how different people deal with different situations. I was someone who procrastinated about things, and I'm glad that I dealt with it, realizing, identifying, okay, Christina, you are a huge procrastinator, you need to work on that, and actually putting processes in place to change that. There was a lot of things that I did that just weren't beneficial to me, and I had to change those, and that really reduced my fear. I think when I kind of viewed academic pressure before, it was very much me versus everyone, and that is not how it actually is. Ever since I put myself out there to people on my course, I've been finding that my anxiety has just been a lot less. I've been a lot more calmer when it comes to dealing with work because I know that there are other people on my course that are there to support me. If I need help with anything and I actually voice that, a lot of the time people on my course are willing to help me, or I find out the people on my course are also in the same predicament, which means that I'm not alone and it's not just me. So either way, it's kind of like a win-win situation. So I'll definitely say, like, having people also there in my course does also reduce that anxiety when it comes to lectures and academic pressure, because you're all in the same boat, really. So I hope that answers your questions. If you do have any more video recommendations, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or you can follow me on Instagram, which is christinamorrison.x, and then every Friday I will post a video recommendation box on my story. Feel free to post your video recommendations and I will try and get to them as soon as possible. I hope that you liked this video. Make sure as always to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time.